Hey, Bree, Purdue survives and advances and lives to see another day here in Minneapolis at the Big Ten tournament. It was an intense physical game against Michigan State with 46 total fouls. Despite Michigan State going on a few big runs and out-rebounding the Boilermakers and a Purdue injury scare, the Boilermakers escape, winning this one 67-62. Purdue was well represented in Minnesota for their first game. Now Zach Edey got things going early on offense for the Boilers. He finished with 29 points and 12 rebounds. Lance Jones was also huge, especially on the defensive end. He had 10 points and also drew 5 offensive fouls. Despite Purdue leading for the rest of the first half, Michigan State stayed close behind. The Spartans were led by Tyson Walker with 15 points and Malik Hall, who added 12. Purdue had 17 bench points, including some nice minutes from Miles Colvin, who had a highlight dunk. The Boilermakers led by 7 at the half. The big scare for Boilermaker fans in the second, Braden Smith went down. It was an injury, did not look good, but after getting checked out in the locker room, Smith came back and checked into the game. While he was out, though, Michigan State had some momentum, but 2 big threes from Mason Gillis kept Purdue ahead. The Spartans did tie things up at 56 with under 2 minutes remaining, but Fletcher Loyer silenced the crowd with a corner 3. The rest of the way, Michigan State was forced to foul, and Purdue hit their free throws and escaped 67-62.
Walker tried to swipe at the ball and got my knee and it hyper sent it back, and I just felt just a little pull in my calf, so definitely just a little scary at first, buckling my knee, just anything with the knee, it's just kind of a little intimidating, so I was hoping nothing happened, but I mean, I was glad I was able to walk it off and just try to come back and play and help the guys win.
It definitely scared me. I was kind of worried for him. I asked our coaches and they said they had no clue. I was like, that doesn't help me much, but to see him come back out there, to see him play hard and finish the game, it means a lot, and it's pretty promising moving forward.
It takes a great effort. I mean, they're a really good team. They're led by Izzo. He's a great coach. And I mean, they don't give up. I mean, I was telling Caleb on the bench. I mean, they just wouldn't go away. No matter how many times we just kept feeding Zach or making those extra plays, they just wouldn't go away.
Kind of been saying it all year. Like, we got a lot of guys who can play a lot of different roles and fill a lot of different shoes. You saw Lance kind of step up and play that point guard position. We have a lot of guys that can really play, and I think even though we lost Braden, he's a big part of our offense in that stretch. We still have a lot of guys that can play.
The biggest win for Purdue today was finishing that game healthy. When Braden Smith was asked afterwards about his status for tomorrow's game, he looked at us without hesitation and he said, "I'm playing." Now the Boilermakers will be back in action here at the Target Center tomorrow at 1 p.m. facing the Wisconsin Badgers for the 3rd time this season. I'll have more on that game tomorrow, but for now, reporting from Minneapolis, Kelly Hallinan, Sports 18.